there are few who deny that what I do I am the best, for my talents are renowned far and wide. When it comes to surprises in the moonlit night, I excel without ever even trying. With the slightest little effort of my ghost-like charms, I have seen grown men give out a shriek. With a wave of my hand and a well-placed moan, I have swept the very bravest off their feet. Yet year after year it's the same routine, and I grow so weary of the sound of screams. And I, Jack, the Pumpkin King, have grown so tired of the same old thing. Though somewhere deep inside of these bones an emptiness began to grow. There's something out there far from my home, a longing that I've never known. I'm the master of fright and a demon of light, and I'll scare you right out of your pants. To a guy in Kentucky, I'm Mr. Unlucky, and I'm known throughout England and France. And since I am dead, I can take off my head to recite Shakespearean quotations. No animal nor man can scream like I can with the fury of my recitations. But who here would ever understand that the Pumpkin King with the skeleton grin would tire of his crowd? If they only understood, he would give it all up if he only could. Oh, there's an empty place in my bones that calls out for something unknown. The fame and praise come year after year, does nothing for these empty tears.
I wish I could fade that out. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the RTs again.
I was here early as usual.
Yeah,
I was so excited.
We do have Tyler in the back. He came on right as we started the show. What's
up,
on,
man?
What's
going on, bro?
You guys hear me?
Yeah. Finally, another guy on here with proper facial hair, man. Jesus, I felt alone.
Yeah, man. What's up with all the rest of you queers?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I got a little.
Yeah, no, we're very proud of it, AC. I kind of missed the Amish one, actually, that you had for a while.
I saw some old videos come up, and I was like, damn, I should do the Pharaoh again, man. Just like that. Nice.
It was pretty cool, man. It was pretty cool.
All right, well, how's everybody been doing this week? I'm just going to go around. Kahuna, how's the week, man? How you been, man?
Week's been fantastic, man. Fantastic. Been trying to watch a little less YouTube, which is annoying when you post on YouTube, but it's something I'm just trying to do. Right, I have to cut back on my bad habits every now and again, man. And so I've been doing that. I'm past the shaking phase, you know.
Yeah,
the addiction's rolling back.
It's so much different because you have been listening to hours and hours of Stormlight Archive.
That helps a lot.
Y'all are
It helps that
crazy.
it's a 62-hour book, man. Holy smokes.
My hands
Yeah,
are-
what
But yeah, no,
years, though.
life has been really, really good recently. I'm doing. Oh, shush, Justin.
it's too long.
But yeah, no, met a couple of really nice people recently. Life is great, man. Tyler, what about you, brother? What have you been up to?
Work. Like, work.
The soul is gone. I hear it in your voice. Like,
No, like I'm a workaholic. Like I literally work from like I work from like 6 a.m. to like 6 at night, hang out with my kids and my wife. They all go to bed, and then I'm from like 8 to 11 I'm working. And then it's either like day job stuff or comics.
absolutely, man. Like when you're creative and it's not your main gig, that's kind of how you have to do it. Though,
yeah, I mean, yeah, you can always do it. Yeah, you can always do it at like you always have to find the time to do it. But like after this show, like I'm gonna be working on some like 9 to 5.
Well, it's easy, Tyler. You just don't sleep.
Yeah, I'm trying to find ways to not sleep. Yeah, and then when I go to, I will say I did pull an all-nighter a couple days ago, and when I came to work, my employees were like, "Are you okay, boss?" I'm like, "Don't talk to me." And I'm like, don't talk to me. If you have a problem, like this is the day to figure it out yourself. Because
fly like a peacock, my employee.
yeah, exactly.
Grow your wings. Yeah,
exactly.
All right.
Well, at least you're on the grind, man. That's fantastic.
Who was the one that said they were reading the Stormlight Archive?
Well, me and Kahuna are right now.
I'm ahead of you now.
You guys like hate you guys like hate yourselves? Like that's
Dude,
You should see our chat, right? Like, because I don't know if you're saying that because you know about the story that's going on, or just because of how long it is.
I just like so Brandon Sanderson, he lives like over there to me.
Oh yeah, like the castle and such. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So like he's very big in where I live. So yeah, like he just did his Dragon Steel, and I just hired an employee. Took this 50-year-old dude. He's jacked, and I'm like, okay, I'm hiring you for a sales position. I'm like, what do you like to do? Like, I don't want to talk about work. He's like, brother, I'm into Brandon Sanderson. I was like, oh, snaps. He goes, if you want to, and here's another reason why you want to hire me. I'm dedicated. Have you seen how big those books are?
That's a good selling point, man.
And I was like, you know what? That actually is a pretty good. You're hired.
Well, the two longest ones are each individually longer than the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy individually.
That's a note from me.
Yeah, we were super pumped about it. We're going to be reviewing it, so stay tuned, guys. But it's not going really the way we kind of wanted it to. But Justin,
Not a good book.
You'll have to wait and see when we talk about it.
There are some really good things about it, and then some rear problems that have been growing over time that are rearing their heads.
It's hard
really
to make a good book when it's 20,000 pages every time. Maybe if you made it a little shorter.
That's not even the problem. It's not even the problem.
With this book so far, not the problem. I agree. But anyway, Justin, how the heck have you been, my friend? You released your album recently.
That's going to be your little soundbite.
I'm doing pretty good. Yes, I released this little gem. The cover looks like that. You can get it on iTunes and all the places, listen to music, Spotify, all there. 19 tracks I've done for different people. That's live. It's always good to have something out, but I have this. I'm sure you guys understand. The second you release something, the next day I'm like, oh my god, I need to release something. I haven't released something in so long.
I'm so lazy.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh no, I need to get something else out. Me and Chill Kid are working on wrapping up a track for Paladin Dragoon Rider, so I'm looking forward to that getting out too. That'll be good. And then working on one other song that'll be kind of a behemoth to take on. But once that's done, I think I'm like free of commissions for a while, and I can just get back to working on my own music for the first time in 2 years. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on. Just being busy. It's the time of year, but it's Christmas season, so that's exciting.
Also, you're gonna hate this, Justin, but I think it's your best album you've ever done. I really like it.
I mean, a big part of it is it's definitely the best production, and production goes a long way. I think from a purely writing standpoint, I don't think it's my best work, and I could argue that, but production goes a long way, and I think the production is definitely the best I've ever done.
Brian's saying,
like
so I hear Justin needs a commission. That's
Oh, maybe over summer, McCoffin. I need a break. I gotta get to my own stuff for a little bit.
let the man breathe. And so yeah, AC. What about you, man? Definitely no
Get
book
your head out of that
covers,
pregnant lady.
nothing like that.
Yeah, I got this book cover and my background done this week.
It's so hot, dude. It looks good.
I'm kind of on pause with the music stuff at the moment until a little bit of money comes in for the final step. But yeah, as soon as that's underway, I'm all at it. So I decided to dig out my finished novel and go give it another edit, give it a book cover. I've been holding out on that for like a particular artist, but the money never came around in 2 years. So here we are. I made it myself. Might as well, right? And
You did that so fast too, dude. It looks really good. You should.
Oh, you're welcome.
It looks really
You're
good.
welcome. Yeah.
Oh, did you? No,
I'm 90% of the work there. So
Yes. It all comes around, right, Bats? I did your cover. You helped me with mine. It fucking worked out, man. Fucking worked out. So yeah, I'm gonna be reading this bad boy all over again and editing it. As soon as these guys are done torturing themselves with Woke Sanderson, they're gonna hop in and help me speed this along a little bit. So you guys will see my own chunker, kind of like her. Where is it? Kind of like her belly right there, a chunker. That's this book.
That's a large child. That's a girthy. Yeah. That's a large child. That's gonna be a fun birthing.
Is it a child?
A child, yeah. And my wife kind of looked like this at one point. She was enormous. It's just like where are you?
Huge.
You know, it's just all baby.
Huge baby.
Huge
pregnancy. You wouldn't believe it.
But I'm aiming for January or February for this.
Nice.
Probably hop on some shows and promote it and stuff when it's closer to done. But
it's crazy. All these indie people I know keep on releasing more shit. I don't know, man. It's couldn't guess it. What about you, Joe? What have you been up to, my friend?
Man, I swear to God, one more chapter. While the world's ending, let's talk about our feelings, guys.
Yeah.
I feel like you got some trauma in your past we need to talk about. What's up, guys? It's Tuesday!
Yeah.
Tuesday, right? I've been doing stuff, man. I've been, working on the channel. I have 11 subs from fucking 500, which is nice. I don't really know what goes on after that. Like, but
subscribe to anybody. Wow, okay.
Yeah. But I'm get the Iron Seas up, man. We can get that closer to 500. But yeah, I got a book out. It's the best thing that's ever been made for like human history. Probably better than the Bible. I don't know who said that. Why would you say that? Sacrilegious? What?
Also, it says IT on the cover, and there's no computers in the book. 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10.
But yeah, I think at this point, you want to get into it? You want to give us a little roundup, Justin?
Sure. Yeah, we'll do it.
So we watch poll, right?
What's that?
I was gonna say the poll. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, we got yeah, and it was up against what was on there? Die Hard was on there.
Die Hard.
Non-traditional Christmas movies. That was the theme. Non-traditional.
Anytime Kahuna says like, "Oh, that's a guarantee win." It doesn't go.
Die Hard. I thought for sure Die Hard was gonna win, dude.
I did too.
I was shocked.
Well, let's be frank. We could do a special video on this, but Die Hard just happens to take place on Christmas. It's not actually.
Here we go.
Gremlins is more of a Christmas movie than Die Hard by a lot. Anyway, like AC said, we can talk about this anytime. So how about right now? No.
AC, what was your pick? It was Die Hard, Gremlins.
Krampus. Nobody picked Krampus.
That was the other one.
I didn't want that one to win. I think every now and again I like to give an option. It's like, hey, do you guys want to torture us for a little bit? Do you guys are you guys sadists? Do you want to see sadists? Do you guys want to see us suffer? Then you can pick this. Luckily, our audience is so nice; they don't really do that often. So
so I was surprised. I thought for sure Gremlins or Die Hard was going to take it, but Nightmare Before Halloween or Before Christmas won. This is a 1993 film. It was written by Tim Burton. You got Danny Elfman, who makes music, but he did the voice of Jack Skellington. Had Catherine O'Hara in there from another classic Christmas movie fame, Home Alone. Chris Sarandon. And the summary of this movie is Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King of Halloween Town. He's bored with doing the same thing every year for Halloween. One day he stumbles into Christmas Town and is so taken with the idea of Christmas that he tries to get the resident bats, ghouls, and goblins of Halloween Town to help him put on Christmas instead of Halloween. But alas, they can't get it quite right. Had a budget of $18 million. It pulled in $108 million. Runtime, which I appreciate this runtime, 1 hour, 16 minutes. This movie has been called the emo national anthem, and well-deserved. And in terms of like cultural impact, Blink-182's 2003 song, I Miss You, it makes reference to the film. Gentlemen.
That must be good then. Yeah, I don't know. Initial thoughts.
You guys just don't understand me, dude. You don't understand.
I was thinking about posting just like pictures of like emo guys behind me, but I was like, I don't know the energy. But you can imagine, just picture them back there. And I thought, Bats, I thought you put Gerard Way in your back seat, but no. All right.
I haven't put anyone in the bus in a long time. I've been
ever since you and Destiny had the same shirt. You've been obscured.
Yeah. Look, I'll be great shirt. It's so how did that happen?
But dude, it was the exact same color and the fit, the whole thing. It looked like the same damn shirt. I swear.
Yeah. Look, if I was going to put anyone in the back of the bus, it probably wouldn't be this week because I don't know how much I paid attention. You mentioned Krampus was on the list, right? And how much I would suck. I've never seen it. I think The Nightmare Before Christmas was probably the most boring pick we could have had. It's a Halloween movie.
It's so obviously good. Movie. It's not a lot to say. Yeah, it just
and it's played constantly.
Well, there's an argument to be made that Krampus is the most traditional Christmas movie because I think a lot of Santa Claus's elements come from Krampus stuff.
So they say. Tyler, what were you gonna say?
Yeah.
I'll say that my wife was like shocked. She's like, "What are you doing tonight?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm going on this podcast. I forget. I'm so glad you did that reminder because I was like out of town. I was just, yes, I'll do this. And then when I saw the Twitter thing, like we're going to talk about Nightmare Before Christmas, my wife's like, dude, you hate that movie. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I was like, yeah, I didn't know that beforehand, so I'm just gonna show up. And when you messaged me like, hey, we're watching Nightmare Before Christmas on Discord, I was like, okay, I'm not showing up. I hate that movie. And so then when I saw the show thing tonight, I was like, oh shit, like yeah, so it's really good. And I was like, crap, they're gonna if they all like it, then I'm gonna get roasted on why I don't like it, and then like all my like Tim Burton deep dark secrets are gonna come out. So.
I think halfway through you just like panic. Big Fish is my favorite film. Actually, as far as Tim Burton films, it might, besides Batman, that might be my second favorite actually. But yeah, different movie.
I mean, everyone's seen this movie. It's like definitely super, super duper iconic. And that's what I said. It's like, man, when I saw it on the list, I was like, I've seen this movie so many times. It's played for so many, like, whatever party in the background constantly. It's kid friendly.
It has a killer soundtrack, and it's visually interesting.
You see it every time you go to the movie theater when they always have to have that montage, like movies, and like it's always there. And I'm like, oh my gosh, movies. Like, it's like, yeah, it's like movies.
Oh, look where we good one, Bob.
Look where we came. Look where we've come.
I will say that with this film, I usually with my list, I do pros, I do cons, and I have like a page and a half. There's not a lot here, man. There was a point in time, I guess I enjoyed this movie enough. We own like an artwork of it. I don't remember buying it. I don't remember how we got it. It's been on the wall for forever. And I was like, I guess we like this at some point. But then I was talking to my wife. I'm like, did we like this movie a lot at some point? She's like, we must have. I don't know. And I'm watching it. And just like, it was just happening. And I could not have cared less that it was on. I was just watching it.
To be fair, this movie is 31 years old.
I was so is A Christmas Story. That's one of the greatest pieces of cinema ever created.
Pieces of something, yeah. left behind by an animal.
But
yeah,
I just felt nothing the entire movie, start to finish. I had no nostalgic connection to it. And I liked emo music, and I remember a lot of kids, this was their identity for like a decade. This was it. The hair, the nails, all of that. And Jack Skellington was the whole part of it. So I didn't have that attachment going, and I don't know if that colored my viewing.
For sure it would influence it.
I want you guys to just keep in mind this comment right here for later. All right, just store it back in the memory and just think about it later when I talk.
Okay.
Can I start? Can I start? I can't start. Can I?
I watched a couple episodes today just to prep for this, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, man, these guys are so passionate about the movie topics that they pick, and then tonight it's like, yeah, that. It is,
dude. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm saving it.
This is the first where I've just like, even because there's plenty of that I don't like. Like I shat on Ernest really hard. There's a lot of lore here, but like I just couldn't like this is just the movie I couldn't care less about.
Dude, I am on the most flaccid episode of this show. Like that. This is the most flaccid.
It doesn't need to be flaccid. All right, let's start fighting, motherfuckers. All right,
flaccid. I'll show you flaccid.
What did you like about this piece of shit? What? What about this interested you, huh?
Retard alert! Retard alert, class!
You were saying
something on my forehead here. Yeah, right here. No, this is my oldest son's current favorite film, and so of course that's going to influence it. I did not grow up watching this movie. I watched it when I was older, and so I watched with people who loved it, and then like my ex, it was her favorite film, and so I grew to love it because of that. I think. The idea of like how much work went into the behind the scenes of this film is really interesting. And but I will say, despite my love of all of these things, all of this attachment that I have to it, the story was not done when they started making this movie. The story is not there. I have a lot of harsh criticism of this story. It feels like the story for this movie is half baked. All the elements are there, but it's not done. They did not finish it. They should not have started production on this until they had the story in place.
Yeah, what's the point of the story?
The point of the story is still there. Basically, it's like, oh, if you want to do something else that you're not good at, don't do it because it'll ruin everything.
Yeah,
don't venture out or do anything new.
It's like this movie is held up so much by the fact that it's claymation, so it's got that cool factor.
Yep.
The music and the claymation is what and the aesthetic. That's what this movie.
But you know what we realized? It's just, dude, like the Corpse Bride. It's just this movie done better. I don't know if you guys agree with me on that, but like at least there's a much better story in the Corpse Bride.
Yeah, but this movie is infinitely more watchable than the Corpse Bride.
I don't know.
The aesthetic of Corpse Bride is bad. It's dog crap compared to this one.
As far as claymation movies like this that are perfect for Halloween, the superior film to both of those is Paranorman by Studio Leica. They did Coraline. That movie is fantastic. It's a fun Halloween film. It's got an entertaining story. It makes you laugh. There's memorable characters.
I'd rather watch Coraline, dude. That's a better
I know
story.
Theater kids, they really like this movie. The theater kids out there that like to sing along and all that, but if you're not into that, it's
if you're not gay,
I'm not putting words. I'm just saying that.
Were you guys dating some in high school, or were you one of the theater kids? Just let me know.
There's a heavier amount of gay people in theater. That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yes.
Wait, is it something that attracts them, or is it something that creates them? Questions.
Flamboyancy, I think.
Yes.
I will say the premise of this movie is interesting enough, but it's like you said, it reminded me of Mystery Man, where there's some interesting ideas, but it's just like that was it. It like something just never came.
The story does this weird circle with a weird message, and a lot of elements were not really completed.
Yeah, like a kids' TV show.
Like, what was Jack's consequence for all of this?
He got the girl that he should have listened to from the very beginning.
Yeah, he gets happy with his life, and I don't know, man. It like the story was not there. I'm amazed that they like finished this movie with so much high production value just to have it like that, like a story like this.
Well, let's talk about something. What do we like about this? Kahuna, what did you like about this? I asked that and you didn't answer.
And I'll say the consequence that he faced was the total destruction of 3 different worlds. Except because he embraced himself and decided to just be true to himself. He didn't, the apocalypse didn't fully happen. It started though, because you need a dramatic movie.
Yeah. But Kahuna, what did you like about this?
I already said the music is superb. Like as far like you should like it's not. Is it a musical? Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Like as far as music goes, like I don't think there's a single weak song in this entire soundtrack. I think
Name one after This Is Halloween.
What's this?
Is that one of the songs?
Why are you asking if you don't have the answers?
None of them.
I wasn't paying attention.
You Justin Bieber's piece of shit.
Well, they're all good.
Yeah, every single song is a banger. Like even the short little ones that they do, like throughout. Like Sally will sing like for 10 seconds about 56 times in this film. But yeah, the art style, the music, the claymation, the voice acting is really good too. Like all of the production aspects of this movie are top notch to such a degree that it's iconic. Again, the story, the kind of core of what a movie and book or whatever it's supposed to be is just not really there. It's half baked. Because again, like Justin, yeah, over here, past Tyler, yeah, whiter guy, yeah, him. What he said, sorry. Anyway, what he said was that like all the elements are there, but it's not finished. It wasn't quite there. It wasn't great, and it's a really frustrating thing with a film that I still enjoy watching. Probably a lot of it has to do with my oldest son loving this film. This is his favorite film as of right now. Has been for like 3 years.
Tyler, what do you like about the movie?
I just answered your question.
I said Tyler. Are you Tyler?
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. Tyler, you can also yell at him. It's fine.
Yeah, nah, man. Boom, demonetized.
Right.
No, even though I hate this movie with all my being, the animation, like you can't say that the claymation isn't amazing, especially for like it came out the same year that I was born. So like old, yeah, seriously.
I'm 1 year later. I can't talk, dude.
They worked on it for 3 years, also, by the way. So they were working on it leading up to.
There you go. Yeah. So like already, it's like it's amazing, it's iconic, and I think my biggest qualms, have always been like I never got into the story. I just never understood the world and like why everything was happening. And like the production is great, claymation is great, but I just like every time someone asks me, "Do you want to watch this?" I'd watch it and go, "I'm done. I'm done. Like change this, please." And it sucks because like I think the art style is cool. I think the art style is great. I remember going to Hot Topic being like, yeah, like put some stripes on my pants.
Wait, go on.
Like I remember seeing the emo girl. I remember seeing the emo chick and being like, yeah, I too like slender skeleton looking people. Do you want to watch The Nightmare Before Christmas? It's like, no.
Oh wait, Tyler, were you like me? Were you like a skinny kid, or were you like just kind of a larger, like fully grown kid when you were?
I was skinny up until I went to, let's see, after, like college, got fat, got heartbroken, got skinny, then got married, got fat.
Oh, so yeah,
I was gonna say got married, got fat, right? You know?
Yeah. So like, but now we're in the like get back to skinny, but I'm just waiting. I need something like I told my wife, like, dude, just leave me, but come back.
That'll motivate me. Yeah. That'll motivate me.
Leave for 2 months. I'll be jacked.
Exactly, and then. Yeah.
But like I was like fully grown in 7th grade when I went through my emo phase. So I wasn't fat, but I was just a bit. You know how weird it is to be a big emo guy. People they don't accept you, man.
There's always one, man. There's always one.
Yeah, there is, because there is
skinny jeans.
I think you just have to be the meanest one. Wait,
hold on. What did you say? Yeah, because there always is like the bigger emo kid, and you're like, how do you get in those skinny jeans?
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
Am I the only one who didn't have an emo phase?
I didn't have any emo phase. I listened to the music because I like the music, but I didn't like do anything else tied to it.
I was the
You were
least
scared to do it,
emo kid
weren't
of all
you?
time, dude. I had like black jeans. I got a studded belt. I'm like emo. Yeah.
Justin's in the hallway, like, those guys are so cool.
Dude, I still want that.
No,
I want a studded belt still. My wife's like, "Don't you dare!" And I'm like, it's still cool.
Dude, the only way you can do that as an adult our age is if like you're a youth pastor or something.
I was a like a skater kid / metalhead, so I was like kind of in their circle.
But you look like a cast member from Dawson's Creek. What do you mean, metalhead? I saw pictures, man. You're like plaid and like the long hair. It's like an extra on American Pie or something.
It wasn't quite the same. I had like the jean shorts and the socks that were too high and the chunky Vans and
so more like the Blink-182 punk style.
Yeah, that's punk and metal.
I don't like labels, man. I don't like labels. You don't have to label it.
I will say with this movie, a couple things I did like about it that I liked very much. It fully embraced the world that they created, and there's too often these animated films where they set up a premise. I'm thinking of like The Secret Life of Pets. I'm sure there's more. Zootopia to a lesser extent. They make characters a certain thing, and there's like jokes about the fact that they're animals, and they like, there's all that, but then they get away from it. They just act like humans the rest of the movie. This one stayed in that whole like Halloween world from start to finish, and I do appreciate that. I like the Beetlejuice sandworm callback they had. He's like the sandworms were present. Like, cool. He's like making a callback to one of his other projects. I like that stuff with those kind of threads that tie things together. That was cool. And I liked Sally. Poor Sally. She just gets created.
I know, but that's part of why the story doesn't work. It's Sally.
And she keeps poisoning that guy, which was funny, and escaping. And then she's like, "Jack, don't do this." And he's like, "No, I'm singing and dancing. I just do whatever I want." And
outside of like the poison
Sally,
part, she reminds me of your wife just a little bit. Like,
you're too good for him, Sally. Run, Sally. Go somewhere else. Too good for him. But that was about where it ended for me. And the music, people tell me it's good. I don't know why they say that though, because I don't like it.
It's fun.
Justin, I love
like Broadway. It's just so. I can't get into it. It's too.
It made you
nice.
Yeah, it's just like I listen to them like I don't like. Actually, all right. When I was watching it, I watched a lot of it in 1.5x because it wasn't entertaining.
You son of. You can't listen to music at 1.5 and judge it.
Hang on, it gets worse. Then whenever the guys start singing, I'd listen to like the first like 30 seconds and then 10x that thing till they're done.
What do you mean?
You heard him, chat.
This is a horrible movie. I agree with you. The music's not good. The whole movie sucks, and you're gay if you like it.
Damn.
That sounds like that's a very faggy kind of opinion. Sorry.
Someone told my wife I'm gay.
No, you're good.
It's like this is a friendly show. Don't be gay, faggot. Anyway, I'm not here.
Fellas, I need to tell you something. I think I'm homosexual. And also,
It's the most wild soundboard you guys have.
I know. It's pretty great.
I'm in the right show.
I spent hours just being like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun."
It's so funny, Tyler, because like on my own channel, I don't think I even swear on my own channel. So, but then I'm like, we're on the Iron Seas. We're gonna let it fly.
No, well, that's why I'm like, that's why I like because when I did the first gay joke, and I'm like, all right, let's test the waters with these guys. Because the show's either gonna continue or they're gonna be like,
really
get this out. Like, yeah, it's gonna be really weird. So I was like, okay, this is good.
No, you're good, man.
I'm gonna tell the story real quick. We had a guest a while back. Not gonna name who it is, but after the show, he's like, "Yeah, man, I had a great time. But like, can we just do like 5% less gay jokes next time?" And we're like, "We're gonna do more. We're gonna do even more."
Yeah, so
hasn't contacted us back since. No.
Yeah.
AC, what'd you like about it?
Well, I will grant that not every song is a knockout, but I mean, obviously, first and foremost, I personally feel like it's trying to be an album. It's like an album with visuals, right? And then there's like dialogue.
I kind of agree. It feels a lot more like that.
It's trying to be an album, so I got to give the credit to the music first. When you look at the list of actors involved with this, you can just tell that they're like all friends and they all just really love doing this. Like I said, it took them like 3 years just to do the animation, so they had plenty of time to plan everything. As much as the story might seem, Kahuna, not complete. I think they did it on purpose, and I think it is complete. It just depends on your point of view.
Why do people hate story writers? Like, what is it? What is with Hollywood and like writers? They're just like, oh, do you really suck at writing stories? Yeah, fucking hired, bro.
Canon Films is like, what's a story writer? What's that?
Do you want to write a Lord of the Rings story? I don't know. Does it pay money? Absolutely. Let's shit on it, dude.
Yeah, fuck it. Do what you
Come
want.
on, dude. Come on, dude. Yeah.
Cowabunga. Fuck Lord of the Rings.
Some like billionaire that we don't know about, like behind the scenes, running everything and just ruining it.
Yeah, for real though.
Oh yeah, she this girl at a bar winked to me once. I'll just have this random short blonde, sexually confused woman play Galadriel. It's great.
Right. But a couple more things that I like, just the character design of a few characters in particular. Like, I know everybody looks at Jack and like the logo is always his head and stuff, but I actually think Oogie Boogie is just like a great idea.
He's fun. He's a cool.
That's a great idea.
What was with the casino stuff?
Yeah.
In his lair.
Right.
Why was there a bunch of casino stuff? I was confused by that.
Well, yeah,
because it's like with casino and gambling addiction, the sickness is within. It's all underneath. It's all flashy and showy on the outside, kind of like his performance, but then it's like rotten underneath. You're like dying inside, and that's a symbolism there. Battsauce. See, I can see.
Now, when I was rewatching it and looking for symbolism, I will admit it was a little harder to find, but the stuff that I did find was very strong. So I actually have a suspicion that it's just deeper than a typical movie. But I think the gambling stuff might be one of Tim Burton's personal flares. It could be just the fact that it was a gamble to leave Santa with Oogie Boogie for some reason. You know what I mean? Like
Oogie
just dealing
Boogie.
the gamble.
Mr. Okay.
Look, look, the animation was great, right? We can say about everyone's going to agree on that. The animation was great. Was there like any different tunes in the songs? Because I don't remember. Like I said, I just didn't pay attention.
What is with you and Justin, dude? I didn't really listen to the music, but it was bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So
so you don't really know the movie. And
well, because I'm like, I've seen this movie so many times, and just every time I look over, I'm just like, I don't care.
6 minutes of this movie.
I don't care. And it's just like every time it's like, okay, the characters are acting dumb to move the plot along.
Yeah.
Sure. And then like there's just no lesson or anything behind the story. It's just look, so much work gets put into making a movie, and then they have this one aspect where like literally anyone in the production can help contribute because everyone is capable of writing a story, and they're just like, yeah, let's forget about this part. Nah, this is unimportant.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It don't matter.
It don't matter. But yeah, I mean, like, dude, I'm just so unpassioned about this movie in any way. I'm like, I don't even want to like break down.
So your reaction's very, very Justin like.
Yeah.
Justin's like, I loved it. No.
Well, that was one thing too. I put pros and cons. It's a musical. I think that matters immensely. If you like musicals, you'll probably like this one because that's what
I like musicals.
They sing songs that don't really have a structure. They just have a chorus occasionally. But that's why the music didn't stick, because it's just like, and a lot of plays are like this. They sing their feelings about this and it goes down. Then it's this because it's about the emotion and not really the song. And then a chorus happens. And maybe you remember the chorus, but the rest of the song, I don't know. So I think if you like musicals, you dig it. If you don't like musicals, then that's already a huge strike. Like, you got to knock my socks off, man. If you got people singing, it better be Seven Brothers. They better be dancing. They better be beating up dandies. They better be singing songs like "Bless Those Beautiful Thighs," things like that. Okay, you got to knock it
love
apart.
that movie.
Yeah. So I don't know.
And it's like, you know, to talk about like particular scenes, it's like, okay, what scene stood out for what reason? It's like, well, everybody fucking knows the scene. It's, you know, with the moon. It looked cool. The thing's moving. like it's
Actually,
just, everyone's seen this movie a million times.
I think there was like 3 scenes that stuck out for me. One is whenever the bad guy, whenever he gets his suit pulled apart and he's just made of bugs. I was like, that was a cool reveal, because I don't think they alluded to that at any point. I was like, that was pretty neat.
With the gambling, man, the rottenness on the inside, it's legit.
But you didn't see the bugs. Like he could have just been like full of like, I don't know, old sausage or something inside of his little burlap sack. But
that might have looked really weird in animation, Justin.
Sausage
In a kids movie, just sausage falling out.
Oh no. That one. The other scene was the field guns shooting at Santa's sleigh because it's just like, are you kidding me? That's insanity. This is like more or less a children's movie.
He may be a Russian agent. He is red after all.
The scene where the bad dude that made Sally takes half his brain out to put it into the other guy, I thought that was pretty funny. There's one more that I can't remember. Oh, geez, yeah, they tortured Santa, or they had him on that machine. I remember that too, because I'm like, holy crap! Again, this is a kids movie. I'm like, what are they doing? This is way over the line. It would have been better if somehow Santa and Jack had to team up at some point, and they just avoided the whole torture or field gun scenario. But there was one other scene that stood out that I can't remember off the top of my head. But I don't know.
That's the unwritten sequel. Santa and Jack take on communists.
All right, I'm on board.
I'm on board for that movie. Yeah.
What are the other big scenes though?
I don't know. He's singing, and the girl's like the simp girl is like creeping on him, watching him sing about how he wishes he could experience anything else besides Halloween.
She fell to her fake death for him. At least once.
Each scene is really like simple too. Like one scene is just completely just them making toys for Christmas, right?
I do love that Jack is trying to tell them like what Christmas is about, and they're just like, oh, even better to scare them this way. It's like, no, you don't get it. Okay.
They're just enthusiastic. They're just like creatures of Halloween. So he's just like, okay, I gotta like sell it to them. Which is him being manipulative, by the way, and shows that he's an incomplete character still. He's like, oh, I guess I'll just give in to this.
He was just being weak-willed. Yeah,
still?
That's what it was. Limp
does he grow?
Jack. He does accept who he is at the end. But I also don't like the message that you have to, like, you cannot find fulfillment doing something else. You have only one thing you could do. Yeah.
What a DJ message.
I think you're reading into it like the opposite way. That's
so. Well, I'll bring up this. Okay, remember there was a comment that I told you guys to remember.
Yes.
If you also remember that this poll was a tie with Gremlins, and then we had another poll, and it was going to be a tie up until like the last 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, there was a tiebreaker, guys. Can you guess who the tiebreaker was?
Your
wife. It was Seabats. No! And then she has the audacity to comment that we could have been watching Gremlins.
Oh man,
the betrayal, the absolute betrayal.
That cuts deep.
Bro. But come on, it's your wife. You know your wife. You think she wouldn't do that just for giggles? She would do it.
I already laid after the first poll. I was already like, man, I don't want that to win because I don't want it to win. We see it all the time. When's the last time we watched Gremlins? She's like, I've never seen Gremlins. I'm like, perfect, right? So that context was in there.
I love that the chat's just talking about Howl's Moving Castle. They've already moved on.
Yeah, let's float. Or let's decide. I'm gonna say this is a sinker.
Oh, you're not gonna let me make another case?
No. We're not gonna change his mind, AC.
I know. I'm trying to appeal to the chat, though. They're the real MVPs. Chat matters, right? Chat lives matter.
Don't let them.
What's your case?
I say float.
Say float. Okay.
Simple. Right.
Justin.
Okay. Here's where I'm at with this. I like the movie's protagonist. This thing's an odd duck, man. I do understand on some level what people see in it. I get why the angsty, misunderstood kids, latched onto it as like the core of their identity for a while. It has that vibe. To me, a Halloween movie for kids, it floats, I guess. But as a Christmas movie, this thing is way under the waves. Non-traditional or otherwise. This is a sinker. Christmas movie. Bah.
Sinker. Okay. For context, I want to say, guys, for context, when I'm like, for me, when I think float or sink, I'm like, to float, it's got to be 70 or above. That 50, don't cut it. Don't cut it in the rough seas. Kahuna. I'll go to our guest last. Kahuna.
No, Tyler. He's the guest. Tyler.
He said last.
This is a sink,
Saved the
man.
best for last.
This is a sink.
It's sick.
Am I not? Yeah, I hate this
All
one.
right. Well, Kahuna, what do you think?
It doesn't matter.
Sorry, it
but
doesn't
I think it's
I'm shocked.
Hey,
I am
wait.
shocked. The tiebreaker
let me
vote.
offer-
This one. I'm
Let me
shocked.
offer
One
thing at
second.
least.
1 second. There's something I have to add. Real quick. Still better than Highlander. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm
Highlander's got better music than him.
Agreed.
Get out of
Highlander
here.
sucks.
Get out.
Oh,
I can't
So,
believe you like
okay.
the movie's music better than Queen.
I love Queen.
I love
Let me-
Queen.
I don't believe you anymore. I don't
Queen
believe you.
didn't save that movie, Justin. That's how bad it
If you keep doing that, something you do not want is going to happen to you with 100% certainty.
Bro, how many clips do you
It
guys
already
have?
It already did. I watched it.
Oh, I'm gonna play my favorite one. There's never a show we don't play that one.
I need to know where our guest stands on Highlander. Have you seen the original Highlander from the 80s?
No.
Okay. Because he loves
Okay.
it. He would definitely love it. I
He
can
would
tell.
definitely love it.
I can tell.
So,
The vibe, and I can tell.
Let me just offer the chat this, since I didn't get to plead the case very much, and it was a lost cause anyway. I typically come up with some symbolism and a conspiracy theory, if I can help it, about the movies that we're watching. So here's some symbolism, right? You got Jack in drag. He's got an identity crisis. It's like
No, don't do
trans-
this.
he literally has like the Santa face going on. Clearly not Santa Claus. There's a bunch of stuff going on with there, which is how you know it's clearly like an identity crisis. And the mad scientist is another example. The guy that Evely, you pointed out, you like the brain thing. Well, like he can't get Sally to work with him. So like his only hope is himself because he's a recluse, right? So there's a lot of stuff going on there. And the brain thing that you mentioned specifically, a lot of people say women are like left and right brained, you know, men and women are different in that regard. So he essentially was taking like the woman part of his brain and putting it in a woman body, which is more of that identity crisis, which ties into the conspiracy theory that this was just like early propaganda for a lot of modern shit.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Doesn't it? It does. It does sound like something. Yeah, dude. So yeah, it's all there if you look for it. But the good news is, in the end, Jack embraces himself. He's actually not Santa Claus. He was just, you know, just
field guns shooting at him before he was like, wait a second, hang on. That
Yes,
girl's
he woke him
awesome.
up.
Bad
Field guns.
idea.
He's like, what's this?
Wait, no, they're all wrong. I will be the king of Christmas.
Oh,
So there's the conspiracy theory, the tinfoil. We may continue.
Oh,
Jack,
very good, very good.
you got a project you wanna shill at the moment?
Dude, I don't have a project to shill. I actually like coming on shows and not shilling. Actually, I always think it ruins the show when the creator shills, because in the chat's like, oh, shut the fuck up.
It's funny that you bring this up because I kind of know what you're saying, but Bats came up with a solution for this problem.
Some
And I
say
think
it's a genius solution.
I think it's a great idea.
All right, okay, fine. Let's do the solution. Maybe I will shill.
even dumb people have good ideas.
Now it probably won't happen
Well,
tonight, but it's a
not
premise. We can get your thoughts on it. See if
Yeah.
you think it's a good idea or not.
Yeah, because I've been doing like comic shows for like the last like since 2017, and
you've been through it already. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I like my own channel. I know that the views are like this, and then it's like anyway. So I have this book, and it's just so.
Bats. Can we tell him? Can you tell him the premise you came up with? Is it
Yeah,
all
you
right?
want to try to go over it? I sometimes suck at trying to describe what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, listen to someone's
idea.
book. Yeah.
The basic idea is that we have a couple creators come on and they go against each other to try and win the audience over. So like
Okay.
round one, it's like main characters and you got to pitch. And so it's like a battle between the two. We issue points. So if you say something cool, we can give you points. Then the chat also gets to issue points and we tally up those scores. But it's like Whose Line where we can just give you
it's a
unfair
debate
points.
over who makes the best case for their story, not like you ain't going to their actual story or anything like that, like criticizing that.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of debate and trying to pitch it.
I think that's cool. I think it will be tough to maybe get some, because I've tried a ton of different things to like get people to show their books. I've done the competitions, I've done the games, I've had people play Battleship, and whoever wins Battleship gets to promote their book. And then like the loser's always like, well, I wasted an hour and a half of my time on that show because I didn't win Battleship. So
you'll make friends, you'll make enemies.
Yeah,
you'll have very happy winners, very glowful winners, and very sore losers.
I think you know, in my having done a ton of shows, hosted, you know, like easily hundreds of episodes on my own channel, I think it's worth a shot. It's always
there we go.
It's always gonna be a struggle to try to get two people just to come to it at first, and then you know, obviously everyone's gonna see how amazing the idea is. Obviously, so
all of our ideas winners through and through.
Some way, butt some heads a little bit, get the fans involved, and you know, we throw our personalities into the mix. I think it could be a fun way to you know, get the project.
Dude, I just want to see people try to like prove that the other guy's like characters are gay or something like that.
but that's the thing. Like that's where it gets like it's always.
You need thick skin. You need thick skin to be.
Yeah,
if somebody's calling my character gay, I'm laughing, but I'm also gonna be like, well, no, actually. You're sucking his dick. That makes him gay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like having been canceled like 3 or 4 times with stupid consequences. Dude, creators are like the most thin-skinned. Like
what? No.
Yeah,
what?
you guys know.
That's why you tested the waters earlier. Oh, also, a friend of mine was asking about the show, and so I sent her a link, and she hopped on right when we were doing all the gay jokes. She's like, "It's a little too much for me." I hopped off. I'm like, damn it. The timing, it was only like 40 seconds and it was over. Damn it.
Well, I have an even thinner skin. You know, there's a blood feud between all of us now because you sunk the movie. So here we are.
Dude, you know what? And I'm glad I'm you know what, if anything, I'm glad I came onto this episode so that I could let the world know this is a terrible movie. Stop watching it. Don't let your kids watch it.
You embraced yourself just like Jack. Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
He didn't have to steal Santa Claus.
You were inspired by Jack.
Field guns fired at him. He just
went overboard.
You know,
he went over.
So on Flip City Magazine, it's like the most fun I've had is like playing like some sort of game with on people's shows. Like so, Flip City Magazine, they did a whole thing with like create a story out of these pictures or whatever. And I nailed it, and I had such a blast doing it. But it's just like, man, if we're doing it in a competition kind of thing. Because again, with Flip City Mag on another show, we're kind of like beefing, like, you know, jokingly beefing about who's got the better comedy. We both have comedies, and so yeah, I love it. You know, when you have fun people. With people.
I mean, the goal is I've always been like, how do I do a show that gets views that like isn't drama? Because I mean, I do a drama stream, and I can get 30 to 50 people there.
Those are so soul fucking.
But you're right. But then it's not fun, and at the end, I'm like, you know, is this gonna get clipped?
Well, this wouldn't be drama. This wouldn't be drama. This would
no. Then you try to come up with like fun ways to do it, and then you realize, oh, the fun ways means I have to interact with people. Like you guys clearly all have like a really good vibe and like friendship. Whereas now you have to bring in people that might not have a good vibe. And then, like, I remember I threw out an idea. I was like, "Hey, what if we just did streamed a creator poker night?" And then, like, we all put in money. Like, all the creators put in like $5, but the person who wins, that pot of money goes to that person's project. Dude, I thought I said like the N-word on Twitter with the responses I got from that idea. I was like, everyone was like, "Are you kidding me? Is this you're gonna go to jail for this?" And I was like, what? I was like, okay. Yeah, I was like, I didn't think this was. I thought this was a fun like idea. Like, we all gonna talk shit. Everyone puts money in, and the winner gets like $30 into their project. like
not a big deal.
Yeah,
then they're freaking out. They're like, he's the next Stalin or something.
Yeah, so I was just
in
like,
multiple states. That sounds like a federal case.
All right, RH Snow brings up a good point. Wait, you have $5? Question mark.
Well, then you had the create. Well, then you had the, we had. I had a couple creators who were like, "Oh, so you're telling me that me as a poor writer who can't hire an artist has to put $10 into your show, and then I might not."
First, it's $5. Second, I'll like. No, Tyler, I totally get what you mean though. Like my biggest stream that I did on my channel was the anime judgment stream. I brought on like 3 or 4 people besides myself. I had everyone submit their 3x3s, so like their top 9 anime. And then we just screamed at them for having bad taste for like 4 or 5 hours. I was
that's kind of the exact vibe, because that wasn't drama. That was just like people goofing and having a good time.
That's actually good nerd discussion. Drama is like, hey, so today we're going to be talking about why Battsauce sucks. I read his tweet. I personally feel offended.
Before in this
I'm watching that episode every time, all day, every day.
First of all, Battsauce, real Marine or stolen Valor? We don't know, but we're going to look at these quotes.
I mean, let's be real. Those are everyone wants to hear that show. Even if you're like, I hate the drama, but yeah, what the fuck is going on with this Battsauce prick?
I actually, unless it's someone I know really well, I don't even, and even then, I'm only halfway interested. I'm like, I don't know, maybe not.
So these guys don't care about drama at all. There are a lot of people like that. I'm not one of them, but
I've seen you. I've seen you go head to head with some people that I've blocked, and I'm like, I don't know who this Battsauce guy is, but
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Go the ham.
That guy was fucking nuts. It just came out of nowhere. He's trying to blacklist me from things. I'm like, who the fuck are you? Fuck off.
But it's I mean, like I've been in this scene since like active since like 2017. I've seen like new people, old people. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of at the tail end where I'm like, dude, I just don't give a fuck anymore. I can't believe that I still hate you.
Like RH was like, was it RH was asking, was it me? You know, the sweetest woman on the internet? Yeah, RH talking smack. Got some problem with we got some problems with RH. No, don't cry.
So you've been doing this, you said, for 7 years. What's like has there been anything that has stuck, like a takeaway, like this is what is best, or does it just change? Is it trends or what have you?
No, like I've never claimed that I was Comicsgate, but like I remember seeing Comicsgate, like being in Comicsgate before it was Comicsgate.
You were right in that era,
yeah, dude. And like it was awesome. There was like this. There was so much energy. Everyone had a channel. Everyone had a show. Everyone was hopping to each one. It was like really exciting. And then like there were like 4 or 5 dominoes that all fell right at the same time, and then it just went to shit so fast. And then now everyone just like fights. I think the biggest thing for me was the big takeaway that I got was, at that time, everyone was trying to get on Ethan Van Sciver's show because he was the biggest. He had the biggest audience, and it was like,
we're not naming names, but he's a cock anyway.
Yes, I agree. But like at the time, it was like, if you can get on his show, you will you will hit 5 figures. Like it was a guarantee. And so I remember everyone was fighting to get on a spot. And that's ultimately that was one of the dominoes that fell, was then people got jealous. And then anyways, but I remember one night this guy was like, yo, Tyler, I got a spot. I can't do it. Do you want to do it? And I went, oh my gosh. I went to my wife. I was like, I'm about to get rich. So I went on the show, and they were about to shill everyone. And then there was some Star Wars, whatever drama that they had to discuss for 4 hours. And then the show ended. And I remember thinking, like, I just wasted 4 hours of my night hoping to talk for like 5 minutes. And I was like, that sucked. And then it made me think, wow, I really like predicated my success on getting on someone else's show. So I decided from like that point on, like, I will learn how to do my own marketing and build up my own audience. And luckily, like, started learning all of those skills, which would then led me into a career in marketing, and now running like a company with like employees doing marketing. And all thanks to EVS. Thanks, man. Thanks for being a dick to me on that show one time. But cheers, brother. And so like a lot of the things that I've gone quote unquote in trouble with throughout the 7 years is me telling creators like shut up and like just put the work in. Like,
oh yeah, I've seen your advice get
blasted.
Basically acted like you said some blasphemy or something. Like that.
Yeah, like when I got canceled.
Hey, Kahuna.
Have you ever thought about oiling yourself up for me?
What the hell was that?
Dude, guys, what kind of show is this? Because I'm not taking the shirt off.
No, Kahuna, look at Kahuna. He comes back on camera.
That boy never has a shirt on.
Here.
Just a Hawaiian thing.
That's officially what gets
Tyler,
played
I don't know if
anyway.
you've ever seen me before, but I've hopped onto my buddy's stream from the shower before more than once.
Dude, you exude confidence.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
To be my size and shirtless, it takes a lot of confidence. No.
There you go. No, I think my big thing has just always been like build your make the comics that you want, and then like build your own audience. Like I used to have a lot of guests come on my show every week, and now I don't have anyone come on my show. And I used to have people like, man, if I can't get on your show, I can't get funded. I'm like, that's a you problem. You better figure that out.
It doesn't really even translate. It's like, you know,
It
I
doesn't.
don't even want on your show. I just want to be invited. So I can say that.
I have a small sample, and it's like I do sell when I go on the shows, but it's completely up to me.
Did you say
being
you had a
entertaining
stool
and
sample? I'm sorry. What? Did you say? Did you say you have a stool sample? Is that what you said?
No, what?
Did I just hear that wrong?
Yeah, you heard that.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
Anyways, no, it's like the level of performance I have, like even you know, I've been on various levels of views from like, you know, 5 views to like even shows with 100 views. And if I'm not funny or like charismatic,
You ruin the whole show. You ruin the whole show, and the audience is like, dude, this guy's not entertaining. Therefore, his book's definitely not entertaining.
Yeah. But
to be fair, he has gotten so much better. He used to be like,
dude, my worst pitches are always on this show. You need to watch me on the other show.
Even on
my
other
worst pitches
shows
are always here because I'm the only person able to control this shit. So I'm like, my attention is split. I can just fine on
Tyler, real quick, be Battsauce. So, anyway, guys, I have this book, and I don't know, it's kind of interesting. I guess you could read it. I don't know. That's how he would start, dude. It was painful, but he sounds so much better. We're so proud of you.
Shut up. It even goes for like shilling my YouTube channel too. It's like the most I got on some of these shows, like they had a good view count, like 40 or something like that, right? But like I just was on top of it. It was really funny that day, and it was just like everybody's like went to my channel. And again, but I've been on shows where much more viewers. I've talked sometimes, but nowhere near as entertaining, and just didn't translate to anything.
Yeah,
is that an accusation, C-Bats? How dare
you? Yeah, I will say like what I've found is like you'll always do better making your own show. Like you'll always sell more stuff on your own in your own home base arena. So like I've gone on so many shows, maybe I sell 1 to 2 books maybe, but I can easily sell like 10 to 20 on my own show. And so like, but that's because and like this is like marketing talk, like trends are now is like someone has to listen to you for 8 straight hours to consider you like an acquaintance, and then 40 hours to consider you someone worth buying to. So like I have 7 years worth of content on my channel. So
yeah, you have the time put in. So
exactly. So someone can go, oh, okay. Whereas like when you have another creator, anytime I see tons of creators who are channel hopping, and I'm like, you're doing yourself such a disservice by not having your own show. They're like, oh, I don't have time to make my own show. It's like, no, you do. Just stop channel hopping, and then you can like bank those 40 hours on your own show.
Some people just can't make a show, though. You know, it's just
true.
I've had a few guests who just didn't know how to talk about it.
Yeah, right.
That's true. And so like someone actually told that to me once, because you're right, YouTube, if your personality is shit, it's not happening. And so someone was like, Tyler, I definitely can't do that. I'm introverted. And so I was like, well, I know that you can sell online through blogs. They didn't believe me. So I was like, okay, fine. I'm going to do an experiment. Give me 3 months. I'm going to create a blog site. You're not going to know about it. I'm only going to talk about like the stuff that you make, the comics that you make. I'm going to grow an audience on there and I'm going to sell book. He's like, okay. So I spent 3 months doing it. I built a newsletter to like 1,000 people. And then I sold like 10 books in there. And then I went, there you go. No one knew my face. I created no one knew my face. No one knows, like maybe they know who I am through this pseudonym, but like I didn't have to make a video. I just created a blog and I posted on Twitter. Like if you can't do that, if you can't just post on Twitter, then you're screwed. But if you're like, I only like writing. Do that. I've seen some tweets pass off. So I don't know if you can do Twitter either.
My problem is
what exactly is it? Which part is it of Twitter? I my ability to communicate on Twitter just fuck. Unless I'm insulting people, love doing that. Well, I'm not gonna get in fights with people every day.
I'm not confrontational enough for it. Like, it's not because I can't be confrontational. It's just because it doesn't matter enough to me. So I'm like, I'm not like Johnny Douglas. He's great. He Twitter farms like a madman.
Oh yeah. Well, here's some other marketing advice. People will only remember the people. People only remember those that they love and hate. Never in the middle. Mm-hmm. They don't remember. Like, so if you're like, oh, like that's why. And social media has really caused that problem. Like, you can't just be like, oh, like this is just a middle road. No, I follow this guy because he agrees with the thing that I think, and I love him. But they also know the guy that they hate because they don't agree with them. But they don't ever think of the person in the middle.
I've never wanted to garner hate because it's not who I am, man. It's like, because like I am confident. I like the personality I created for myself online.
Well, no.
Third Avenue. He doesn't wear clothes.
Well, no, Kahuna.
Remember that whole personality.
No. So Kahuna, this is good because I was talking to a client that I have in Vegas, and I was like, hey, I need you to post this kind of crap. And she's like, that's hateful. I went, no, you are passionate about the answers that you have. And she's like, yeah, but it's gonna garner hate. I'm like, yeah, but do you believe in the thing? And she's like, yeah, it's like she does a gym and she's there, and I'm like, you need to say this. She goes, yeah, because it's very positive. It's going to help people. She goes, yeah, but I'm going to alienate these people because it will offend them. I'm like, then they weren't going to come to your gym in the first place. Like they weren't going to buy. So like when you like, that's why I've never like every time I got canceled, I've never apologized because I'm like, I believe this wholeheartedly. So if
you have to be genuine. That's the key to that.
Exactly.
Then it falls apart.
So so you should just be genuine. And if someone's like, I don't like your authenticity, you're like, well then fuck off, because it was never gonna happen no matter what.
Oh dude, trust me, I know. Like I covered the Maui fires because I was there. I would just post videos updating what was going on there, like putting out fires with my feet and my hands, and like helping my grandma recover some of her stuff. And then people were like, the weird responses people give you, like, oh, we don't know you, but we're praying for you guys. Any help you need? And other people are like, you know about the blue things not catching fire with the laser beams. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then you have people like insulting me. I'm like, what? Nothing I've done here garners an insult, but but I also don't care. So it's just funny.
You can never expect the comments. I mean, sometimes you can. I mean, like my, bringing back racism into fantasy story video. It's just like, they only read the thumbnail, like orcs are black. You never explain why orcs are black. I'm like, oh, yeah, I know.
You didn't watch the video.
Yeah,
that was maybe the most clickbaity thing you ever did, actually.
It was good. You know what? I got extremely positive feedback on that, though. Like, I only
it was a good video.
Like 400 likes to 15 dislikes. Like, I was like, damn. I was kind of surprised. I thought it'd be a little bit more controversial, but
those 15 were like, damn, I didn't find out why orcs are black.
He said black. Click.
Those 15 dislikes. Yeah, it was all my alt accounts. Just one.
That's the other thing. Well, even on our video that we did talking about hard and soft magic on this channel. Like people, what was it? Some guy was upset because I said, you don't understand hard and soft magic, which was obvious, like standard clickbait. And he's like, what do you mean you? You need to phrase that differently. Oh, I get it, clickbait. It's like, we're all fucking YouTube making videos. What the fuck? What else do you expect, man?
That's funny.
But hey, from here, I feel like we could transition to one or two topics. So
You know all about
I don't know if you guys
transitioning,
want to
don't
talk
you?
about it.
Government paid for it?
Absolutely. So, we kind of touched on right pre-show talking about the Daily Wire, and we've talked about it before, but it's kind of fun to talk about anyways. So I don't know if you guys want to talk about just them never becoming a publisher, or
the Daily Wire.
Yeah, or the John A. Douglas literary agent fiasco.
We can talk about that because that was interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
they're kind of tied. They're interlinked.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, if you're going,
her post got taken down. By the way, she took it down.
I guess. Well, if you're going to talk about that, maybe provide a little context.
Wait, hold on. Someone give me give me context on the Daily Wire thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, we were kind of just talking about how the fact that like Daily Wire, you're starting with movies. Like, how about just novels? Like, you guys can publish. You can be a publisher. Like,
also,
if you really want to make a cultural impact,
the thing that you decry. Like Matt Walsh is so anti-media in general, and then they're selling media. It doesn't really work that way. It's not a smart way.
I would actually say they've done. They started with the most basic, actually, YouTube. For YouTube, then kind of went into some documentaries and then some mini series, and then now they're trying to do those movies, which suck.
Well, the fictional like the story based, like stuff that impacts the culture in that way, right? Which they're
novels,
the politics talk.
Novels, though, I worked for a book publisher for 6 years doing their marketing and sales.
How was that?
It was great because my account went from $1,000 a year to I brought it up to $1 million, a 1.5 million a year in sales. So
perfect. So good.
So it was great. It was good, but it was dude, selling books is sucks. And by the way, it sucks for everyone. It sucks for the creator. It sucks for the business, and it sucks for the business. You wouldn't want Daily Wire to get into publishing. They wouldn't want to get into publishing. Books
are tough.
It's ass. Like, you are lucky. Like, if you make $1 a book, that is the bet. Like, that is such a fantastic royalty that you're getting, $1 a book.
If you go
that's true. I'm making 40 cents.
Yeah, exactly. And it also depends, because if the creator would sell the book on our website directly, then we don't have the cost to they'll make more if they buy directly from us, but if they buy it from Costco, then the creator's only making 30 cents because we had to sell it to Costco for a certain
wholesale.
Yeah, and so authors would be like, "Yo, what the?" They'd always call. I mean, every 6 months, I knew it was really every month, because we rotated through 10 to 20 authors a month. I always knew I was going to get a phone call on their first royalty check. Yo, how come I sold 3,000 copies and I'm not rich? And I'm like, no. And they're like, well, how come I only made $300? I'm like, dude, you're lucky that you made $300. I just got a phone call with someone who couldn't even meet the $60 benchmark. And we didn't. So I think what Daily Wire is doing is actually the most beneficial for their creators. I don't think books would help. You hear that Brett Cooper girl's leaving?
Yeah, I think
she's one of the best personalities on there. It's not surprising, honestly.
It sucks.
She's a big enough personality for her that she could leave and probably do better.
Is that why she's leaving? Just because she's like, wait a minute, I don't need this.
I'm not sure why. The document, I don't like Matt Walsh, but his documentaries have done well. They
absolutely.
Well. Yeah. And despite that, I watched portions of both of them. I think they're both pretty good, decent. Again, every time he opens his mouth and talks about movies and media, my brain dries.
What I was more talking about is the realm and the way to affect culture majorly, and the way that they talk about when they criticize media. It's the fiction, the realm of storytelling, where it's you guys, and I get documentaries involved in that, but it's a different thing. The Ballers movie that they did that everybody just clowned on, the Gina Carano movies, they're just huge mess. It's just, I don't know. To me, it's man, the amount of production it takes. It's if you guys can gather it around a team to select books, you know, that that they can maybe or find the best of the best, right? Of because I'm sure they'd have plenty of submissions, and kind of start a culture around there. You know, I feel like that could be impactful, especially because of literary agents. That's what, like, yeah, it gets tied in. The gatekeeping in the literary world is insane.
That relates to the John A. Douglas battle,
right? And I've seen it so many times when I like very first tried. It was like, okay, if you're gonna go to publisher, you got to go to literary agent. All right, let me look up all these literary agents. Okay, yeah, straight weight mail, need not apply. All right, cool. Fuck me, I guess, right? Like literally,
it's a bad sign when the literary agent says don't send any writing samples. It seems like a bad.
No, you would be surprised. I'd go to these publishing conferences with some of like the biggest publishers, and we would go like, what are the trends? And we were at a conservative book publisher, but they're like, oh, if it's a DEI or a BIPOC, you know, and they're like, you got to buy that. And I'm just like, I always be like, yo,
at a conservative publisher.
Well, no, we go to these publisher summits where everyone's talking, and I would just be like, "Where's the data on this?" And they'd be like, they'd be like, "Oh, like that's what they're like. That's what's trending." I'm like,
"Is it
because that's what you published?"
Yeah. Well,
everyone's buying Sanderson.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We would get into huge arguments because I'd be like, "It's trending on what?" And you know, these people, they'd be like, Twitter, and we would always, me and my friend would always be like, okay, so we're data guys. Like, the data suggests that when I don't publish this, I actually make more money. And they're like, yeah, but out of the 100, but like this one like sold so many. And I went, yeah, but I can see in your report you also published 200 of your BIPOC things and only this one hit. So it's like, yeah, I too can throw spaghetti against the wall and find.
You found the one noodle. It's stuck.
Exactly.
The requirements for the literary agent, because they'll have like a list if they're willing to accept people, random people submissions. They're basically like, yeah, are you we really want people of color and women's stories and stuff like and like talking about attributes of the author, and you're just like, dude, what the fuck, man? And yeah, it's like, who wants a story where the focus is the what the author looks like, and then B,
well, this will also suck for you is a lot of the time the story didn't matter when we would take on a book. We would like there was. I remember fighting so hard for this one book. I was like, guys, I have read this. I don't read books that don't have pictures in them, but I have read this book back and front like 10 times. Like, we got to publish it. It's the best thing I've seen in like the 2 years that I like fought hard. I marketed that thing so freaking hard. We sold maybe like 500 copies. And I was like, damn it. And they're like, but then on the flip side, the Instagram girl that we also published that same month, her book was like, we had to pay like 5 editors to go in and to like just almost rewrite the whole thing because it was a mess. And even then it was like, this thing still sucks, but hers sold, 50,000 copies.
Yeah, because she was marketable.
She's marketable. Yeah.
In this day and age, people buy on the person, but it's like in the age of social media, and I feel like this is like just a hole that these publishing companies have dug themselves into, where it's just like they leaned into like, oh yeah, like social media, they have a social media presence, let's get their book, it's easy money, but it's like, at that point, how much are you really helping those people? Because they're doing the marketing for them. That's a big chunk of what the people get a publisher for in the first place. And now it's like people don't go to publishing companies to find good stories, and that's because I feel like their focus wasn't on the right thing, where their focus should be on stories. So that way people have some tool to go to be like, hey, I suck at advertising myself, but I have like the best fucking story ever. And it's like, you guys take care of the selling part. I'll just write magic. And it's like,
that was the dream before, but it's not that way for publishers.
Yeah, I mean, like when we would publish a book, your book was in my brain for 30 days before it came, 30 days before your book launched, the 30 days that it did launch, and then if it didn't sell within those 30 days, your book was officially like dead to my team. I'm like, ignore the author. They like push the author over to here, like because these publishers, they're publishing new books every month. So like we can only give the time and attention to the books that are winning. And like I will say, because like I agree, there was times where we're like, man, we have to publish this because it's such a good story. Yeah. But when my bonus is affected by how many books I sell, I'm gonna pick the shitty Instagram people like every time, and that sucks. It sucks.
It's because a lot of those books are just schlock.
Right? But if it's gonna sell, it's gonna sell. And
and I totally understand that. I'm like, why would you not go with the person who has the built-in audience to sell?
Yeah,
I totally get that. But I'm like, man, what if these publishing companies? What if they were the marketers, right? And that's again, Daily Wire, right? Like, they take time. They're like, okay, this is the book we're going to be marketing, right? And then you have those social media presence bases, and they are the ones that are like, okay, I'm going to, or maybe you have new social media people that are, it's like their job is to be the face to sell whatever story, you know?
Well, for me, what's interesting is looking at, like, there's two different kinds of like influencers who sell books. Those who were influencers and then decided to write a book, and then those who became influencers because they wanted to sell their book. And if they're that one, then the book is usually on average a bit better based on my own readings.
Well, yeah, of course,
yeah, of course.
And is that the best course of action for creators then? If it's hard to get into the bigger publishers, and it's just like it is what it is. The reality is the reality. So if you're one of these creators that can't cut it, even if you have an amazing book in that world, is the best thing for you to do to start your own channel, start building up your own fan base, just keeps working, slow grow, and just give it time. Is that
so like
advice?
Like I like everything's like people were shocked when like my publisher like, yo, how come you don't have us publish any of your books and stuff? I'm like, bro, you'll ruin my life if I go with you guys. Like this will suck. Yes, I like, to me someone, what was crazy is like I would speak at all these conferences and almost try to dissuade people to like join a publisher. My boss would be like, dude, you just spent an hour and a half marketing up on that stage to these hundreds of authors, and you told them all the tips on why you shouldn't go to a publisher. I'm like, yeah, were you going to sign them? He's like, no. And I'm like, okay, well then, like how can I'm like, you told me to call Alana Johnson and tell her to write a book for us, and then she flashed me a $1.5 million Amazon check. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, you think I'm gonna win that and tell her, hey, you went from a $10 royalty to $1? If you like would, so yeah, like to me, as someone who's worked in the publishing business, and I have friends who have worked in the recording business, like with music,
there are a lot of musicians who have sold a lot of music and have been flat freaking broke.
Yeah, yes, and so like I there was this author that we worked with, and I see their sales reports, 100,000 books sold. Like, they're asking me, yo, when's my next royalty check? And I'm like, you're almost at the $60 threshold, Tom. Like, then we'll pay you out. But it's like, if I sold 100,000 copies of my book, I don't know if I'd be here, guys. But like,
you love us. You love us.
No. But you see, like, you're like, if you as an indie creator sell 1,000 copies, you'll probably make more than the person who sold 30,000 copies at the publisher.
Wow.
And you keep the royalties. Sorry, and you keep the rights to the IP, because that's another thing is like they have the rights to everything. And so I always tell people, like, they think, oh, if I go to the publisher, they're gonna market me, and like, no, they're gonna market you for like 2-3 months max, and then you're dead. I told so many authors, I don't care about you anymore.
Months.
Is it true that, like, Tyler, can you give me I want to hear your perspective on this. From my perspective, talking to a lot of authors, knowing a lot of people who have written books, it seems like if you go with a traditional publisher, that they do less for the individual authors they sign now than they used to. And they expect more from you.
They 100% expect more. Like, I sent every author a 100-page how to market yourself document.
Damn.
And they're like, so this is all the stuff that you're going to do for me, right? And I'm like, no, this is all the stuff that you get to do for yourself. And like, there's only two ways. And like, I try to hammer this in with every author I worked with. There are only two ways to make a living making anything creative: music, books. You have to either one, and no matter what, you have to do number two. Number one, you have a banger hit that just like catapults, takes off pop culture, the Harry Potter.
Right there.
And then the second one, which no matter what you have to do, is keep putting out new stuff. So that's why you see with musicians right now, like indie musicians, like they should not put out albums. They should be putting out constant singles, then the album, and then more constant singles. With books, you have to be putting out more and more books. Now, if you're someone
shorter books like novellas would be more marketable.
I mean, it just depends. I mean, if you're someone like Brandon Sanderson who's taken the time to build his social media following, you can make that fatty book that comes out every couple years, and everyone's super excited.
He also writes
the old guard, though.
Correct. He's an old guard person. Like I've talked with Amazon authors who do that rapid release stuff. I don't know if you know what rapid release. They're putting out 2 books a month.
It's insane. Yeah, it's like the old pulp writers from back.
Well, I'm like, who's picking them up?
My wife.
Really?
My wife.
And I've talked like that when I went to that lady's house to be like, yo, will you sign with us? And she showed me her $1.7 million check from Amazon. I went, okay, so I'm not on business anymore. So what can you teach me? What can you teach me? And dude, she sat me down for 3 hours and just showed me like how she does it, her whole method. And I was just like, I don't think you're a quality writer, and your stories cannot be good, but she's basically putting out soap operas every 2 weeks.
So they have a formula. It's easy.
It's a formula. She literally showed me an Excel sheet for that. She goes, all my stories fit in this formula. This happened. This character comes. This they meet. It does this, and I mean, it's the same thing as like, how come Law and Order still is on season 27? Right. Because they have a formula.
Take the fun out of it, then, man. It's not fun anymore.
Correct. So like me and my friends, when I told them this, I was like, yo guys, I talked with Alana. She's not signing with us, but she gave me the roadmap. We all tried to do it for 3 months. It was like
soul sucking, man.
I was like, great. I just put out I just made the shittiest story, and now I've got to make yet another shittier story, and then one more shittier story. And we were just like, this sucks, not doing it. Like, I'm not passionate about this, but
there has to be a balance, because like if you look at some of the old like pulp writers, some of the stories, there was a formula to some of their stories, but the stories were good, and they would be putting out very similar numbers to that. Like they'd be publishing.
You have to know the audience. Like, it might work for like a crime genre and maybe like a romance genre. Like my wife is on book like 250 that she's read this year, because she's just like,
romance is a completely different game. That's
yeah. I mean, there's
the South Park did it right. They're like,
speaking of romance covers, anyone? I'm here. Available. No.
Have you guys heard of the 20 books to 50K thing rule? Yeah. So like it's those it's those kind of people that I think have kind of ruined the indie side of publishing, because they've realized they can gamify. They've gamified how to make books and make money, and power to them.
Basically, min-maxing is what they're doing.
Correct. Like they go, okay, I just have to get to this many books that are doing this much royalty every single day, therefore I will be able to make this much money. And they've gamified it, and if it works for them, it works for them. If someone's making money to me, and I'm like, go you. But every time I've tried it, I go, man, my heart's just not in the story.
I hate myself.
Yeah, but maybe they love it. Maybe their heart is super into it, and go for them. Good for them.
Well, yeah, like there's a friend of mine, a local guy named Chris Fox, and he's a big. Oh yeah, there's the image. Named Chris Fox, and he does like what he does is he dictates his books while he's driving, and he writes books like mad.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, he does the whole min-maxing thing, but his books are actually damn good. It's irritating. Oh yeah, here's
So-
that.
Yeah,
Here's
I was
that
gonna
image.
say. So we got like this is kind of the other part of it, right? Where John A. Douglas kind of got at it with this this Rachel the racist, the literary agent. This is very typical of what I've seen, right? Goodreads list of years debut novels. 270 women, 9 gay Jewish guys.
Not just Jews, gay Jews.
Gay
It's a very
Jews.
weird, specific niche demographic.
Are they gay
That's
though?
what I was
Like, I
thinking.
mean, everyone considers it.
Are they gay
I
or
can
just
say
European?
I'm gay and try to, get my foot in the door.
Yeah, there
I
might be
mean,
something to that, man.
Joe, I don't think that's going to be a hard sell, dude.
5 black guys and 0 straight white men, which is a really weird thing to celebrate. Again, it's just you should be caring about the stories,
Right.
and yeah, it's how wonderfully diverse. Good job publishing. It's not diverse though. Like you should
Dude, and
see.
Were you guys following the Supreme Court and like the publishers thing that happened like a couple years ago? Like they were trying to break up the monopoly with Simon Schuster and Penguin.
I heard something, but I didn't follow
Like,
it.
dude, it was they said so they had to put out their reports, and HarperCollins was like, yeah, we've published like 20,000 books, and like within this last like year or so, and the average number, like the average number of books sold was like 14.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah,
It's like Girls on OF. Like very few of them actually make it.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's just like, yeah, you have a diverse group of people, but
I mean, I make a lot of money, but that's different.
and the thing is, like, a lot of people just want it so they can say I'm published by a company. And it really only means anything to the author. Because, like, dude, I tell people that like I have a book out, and they're like, "Oh my god, you got a published book?" I'm like, "Yeah, I put it out. Anyone can put their fucking words on Amazon." But it's just like, they think that's cool.
Dude, we were working with people on how like to get a New York Times bestseller, and like there's a game you can gamify it. You can gamify that, and it was like, I was like, wait, what?
Mess with that system.
Yeah, I was like, wait, you guys don't pick the best ones? And they're like, no, it's. What do you think we're doing here?
I saw a guy like he's like, I'm gonna get like blow up on Reddit or whatever, get like a certain amount of karma or whatever, and he did it like with one post on like a random like new account he created on he basically went to like some like socialist like page and was basically outraged about he was pretending to be a girl and outraging about his boyfriend and the or the very capitalist things he was doing, and everybody was just like simping hard, and it just blew up. It got to the top of Reddit.
That's so funny.
I gotta find that video again. That was fucking hilarious. But yeah, these screenshots are a little bit discombobulated in the order. So she goes, "I'm a really nice person." Who joined?
No. I was just sharing the screen of the actual tweet from. You're good.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
I got this. I'm a really nice person. I just have no tolerance for these misogynistic guys who cannot stand that a woman is in a position to reject their work. Female agents drive them nuts because we exist in a sphere where we can pass on their work. How was that? Not bad?
Yeah, nobody fucking get. That's like such the default answer I've seen so many times by people. But this is like the shared opinion on literary agents. I'll show up Warren's response because it did influence the title of tonight's stream.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, they were going.
Spare me! You posted some dumbass comment to social media thinking your peers in the industry would jerk you off, and instead everyone smoked you for being a pompous ass. Put your phone away and work on bettering your craft, or I really commit a misogyny. Warren.
People's response to him was kind of wild, though.
Yeah. This guy's response kind of just goes to show where it's like the gatekeeping is a very like solidified thing in the industry. He goes, I have always found the rabid anti-trad publishing attitude by some authors to be, well, puzzling at best and damn near obnoxious at worst. And by the way, this is a guy's responding to something that John A. Douglas said.
And really quick, it's not that puzzling when you just think about everything we just talked about. Like,
Yeah.
they want us to like be opining for the position when it's not even. You're gonna get like, you can't even break $60, like you were saying. Like, come on. Of course, there's people that reject it. You know.
Yeah.
And like the other thing about being an indie publisher is, like, it's not, you want to sell your stuff, so you don't want to price it your things too high, but you can price it pretty much whatever you want. You can kind of determine your own margins. You have so much more freedom to make money that way.
Yeah. Well, let me see. Where was John's? Yeah. Here goes, thanks for proving that Trap Pub is a claptrap of smug, fart huffing. Wait.
John just goes.
You sanctimonious hag. Which I think was what the guy was kind of responding to.
Now to be fair, that's quite the response. Like,
John is spicy with his tweets, dude. I can't act like that online, man. I feel
it's one of those things where it's like, I agree with you, John, but also you do deserve this wave that's happening. But he's like,
he loves that though.
But he loves it. He's like, perfect. Yeah, I wanted that wave to come. I'm ready to swim.
Like,
got my trunks on.
It just feeds my soul.
Yeah,
I'm like that too. I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. I'd rather say something. I don't know. I don't like typing out things.
People make fun of me. It makes me feel
sometimes
bad.
It depends on my level of how heated I am. Yeah. Yes, he goes, I rep a lot of hybrid authors. In response to what he was saying, most writers need more than one income stream. Honestly, most of these guys are angry with me because I'm a woman.
That's the reason.
She got onto it.
She got. She figured it out.
Lord.
Also, BS is in the comments. Thanks. I know I shouldn't, but my bloodthirsty streak is 50 miles long. I'd say so, my son. I'd say so.
So what is this? In my not so honest opinion, attacking an agent, female or male, which, of course, shield yourself with your gender. On a public forum is counterproductive, to say the least. It's not like agents don't follow other agents, and if you're abusive towards one, why would another take you on as a client? You're just labeling yourself as a problematic client. And again, he's like, yeah, why the fuck would I want to be a client to you? Like, you're racist. You're judging people based on the color of their skin. You have a hiring basis on people's skin. Like, that's
it's actual institutional racism.
Yeah.
Actual.
Dude, also, like, who the fuck wants to have like an agent? Like, oh great, like I only make $1 off of my royalties if I'm lucky, and now like 50 cents gets to go to like this person who they just sent a couple emails to the publisher. Like,
right.
It's the stupidest. It's the stupidest. And also, like, these agents, we would try to sign people that didn't. We would make sure that 99% of the people we'd sign didn't have an agent, purely because I didn't want to talk to them, work with them, because they're the ones who, like, they call, hi Tyler, and you're like, what do you want? And they're just like,
they have these weird demands. And
so I have a really relatable book that you would love to read.
Like, Mike, I was talking with Benny, my client, and he's just a little unhappy with the amount of Instagram posts that you guys are doing. And it's like, yeah, well, what do you want me to do? Well, I'm representing my client. I'm like, tell your client to man up and like call me himself, so I can both big mess the fuck off. Like,
yeah, you look over. Actually, would you mind fucking off?
Yeah. So, like, you just look at her, and I just look at her, and I know she's like, hi, Tyler.
Oh,
like,
yeah. No,
you're just like, oh. Yeah, you hear it just like, hey, let me get my gun real quick so I can blow my brains out.
No, again, office space.
Yeah.
Not to be too graphic. I have an innie every time I look at that face. Not that matters, but just
female agents, again, nobody cares if you're female. Just fucking say, what is it? There was one really good one. Yeah, apparently my 32 clients in 4 continents do, and judging by the hundreds of queries I'm working through, a ton of others.
Hard face.
Dude, what continents do you think she's doing? Like North America, Africa.
I think she's just talking to people sneaking across the border and like, hey, you want to write a book about your experience?
Maybe those 4 continents were actually countries and she got it wrong.
Maybe they were states.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to say continents.
Yeah, continents is wild. Like I feel like if she had said countries, she could have maybe gone to like 28 countries. And you go, okay, dang, that's pretty good. She went continents, so maybe it wasn't actually.
I'm in 3 galaxies. Back
Yeah.
on.
There's one homosexual living in Antarctica, and I published his book.
Yeah.
Well, it's 32 isn't like a huge number of clients. I don't know if that is a particularly good number for.
It depends on how much they're selling. If they're selling a lot and you have a good contract, you
just
should be making a lot of money.
It just shows that you're a good scammer. That's all.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember we worked with an author and we published 3 of his books, and they didn't do well because they weren't good. They weren't necessarily the best. And then I remember doing a meeting, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, my agent's gonna come on." I'm like, "You didn't do this." And they're like, "Yeah, I signed with an agent because they're gonna help me get more money." I'm like, "No, they're actually gonna siphon all of your money, and now they're gonna siphon that money forever." Like you've got this blood sucking person.
Sometimes they remind me of like those old school boxing promoters back in the day. It's like, oh yeah, I'll sign you, I'll get you fights, I'll get you deals with different people, get you interviews, and get you sponsors. But I get 50% of every dollar you make the rest of your life, whether it's in boxing or not. And it's wait a second.
Yeah.
Read some of the you guys want to read some read some of those old contracts.
My whole thing though is
scams galore, dude.
So you mentioned the publishers, or at least the one you worked for, didn't care for an agent.
Yeah.
Where do I find those publishers? Because really, it's like, oh, you look up publishers, you only get like the big publishers.
Okay. Well, let's
which ones aren't a scam? That's another big question.
Well, Battsauce, let's do so. I do meetings with with authors all the time. So I'll treat you like how I would okay, Battsauce, you want to work with us? Why do you want to go with a publisher?
I want to make money.
Do you think? Do you think what makes you think you're going to make money with us as a
Have you met me? I have a great personality that everyone loves, and my story literally changes lives. It's just something that's factual.
Yeah, my life after reading his book, my life.
Look, all you gotta do is read my about the author, and it's just my experience as a human is unlike no other.
Tell us about your discrimination you dealt with.
If you want to read about the author.
Yeah. So then I go, okay, yeah. Awesome. We work with a lot of authors who they also think they're trying to change the world. So on average, our books, on average, a book typically in Barnes & Noble sells for 200, 300 copies. We'll sell 200 to 300 copies their entire lifetime of existence. On average, our books can do anywhere from 1,000 to 10,000 max, and we have a couple that are in the 100,000s. However, that's our top 1%. So if you are selling 1,000 to 3,000 in that 1,000 to 3,000 copy range, which is average, I could get you at most $3,000 for that book.
Ouch. Oh, I'm sold. I'm not making 3,000. No. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are able to get me to the shows, schedule me, and everything like that. I'll show up, and I got a personality that's going to kick ass.
Absolutely not. We're doing that. We're not doing that.
Okay, then fuck you.
We're not, and we'll tell you this: every time that we have done a store signing, only 1 or 2 people come to those because you are not a big name. You are not going to be a draw.
I mean, store signing.
Even big names don't always draw huge crowds.
Correct. You're right.
When I was growing up, Harry Potter, when it the midnight release, they'd have parties. Kids, we'd go to Borders or whatever, have magic shows,
but that's that 0.1%. The graph is 1% here, 1% are making millions. The next 1% are in the $50,000 to $90,000 range, and then everyone else is
nothing.
My grandma bought. I had to convince I actually had to go buy my grandma's copy for her.
I stole my grandma's credit card and she bought my book.
Yeah, exactly. So, seriously, I would have those conversations with a lot of authors who thought that, if I'm gonna go to the moon with my book, and we would just be like, listen, And then I would be like, listen, we'll totally take your book, but if the money is the thing that you're going for, because there's two things. It's either money or prestige.
Mm-hmm.
If you want money, go indie. If you want the prestige, go traditional.
Yeah, I don't care about prestige.
Then
yeah, that's the best That's the best simplification.
But it's more like it's like the roadmap. Like,
to what?
Where's the roadmap to selling the book? You know.
What do you mean?
From as an indie, you know.
That's a good question. So, honestly, like getting on, like if you were doing novels and you're not on TikTok, you're like, yeah, you see, you're already losing that because the book talk trend and like when I was there amounted for like 30% of sales. Like book talk, amount of like 30% of sales.
Bookstagram, it was a big thing for a while. I don't know if it still is.
No, it
still is. And I'd be curious about the type of books, though, right? Is that the romantasy?
All of it.
A lot of it.
Like romance, obviously, is going to be the number. So I can actually do better. Like, oh, where'd he go?
What happened, guys? Okay. What happened?
What did you do?
I don't know.
What are you doing?
Out. I asked a question I shouldn't have, I guess.
He was pissed. He was pissed that the government heard TikTok and we're like, get this guy off.
They're from China. Get him out of here.
Wait.
What genre is your book, Battsauce?
It's a fantasy comedy.
Okay, fantasy comedy. Okay, so like the best thing for you to do, like if we were helping you market, would be like you need to grow your TikTok, you need to grow your Instagram. What are some fantasy like IPs that you could just talk about 24/7 nonstop?
Fantasy IPs? Lord of the Rings.
Okay. Okay, so there you go. So we would then tell you, okay, I need you to start making content about Lord of the Rings, Brand Sanderson every single day, and start siphoning their fans over to you, and start
those fans, get them over.
Seriously, start your newsletter, and then after that, I want you to start publishing. I need you to get up to 4 books. I need you to get up to 2 or 3 books in your series and put them on Amazon. You're not going to make any money on those books, but I need you to get to at least book 3. Then on book 4, right before you put it, and then for book 4, I need you to put it on a pre-order release. Put it on a pre-order release. You're then gonna 90 days before that, you're gonna put book 1 for free, and then you're gonna put book 2 for free. Then you're gonna do 99 cents on book 3, and then by the time you launch book 4, every one of those people that did the free book 1 and book 2 are gonna get a notification that book 4 is now launched, and now, because you've hopefully gone a ton of people to get that free book,
and
now
then you have no time to write books.
So
you're also going to go ahead.
It's like that's like the kind of the strategy that we would be putting in, and it's like, wait, so when do I make money? It's like, oh, I'm book 4.
Yeah,
and that's
to put that on the creator. It's just like, okay, so like
the point of the
after I actually build up my audience on whatever it is, it's like, well, it was a little bit too late for this book. Maybe I can use the power of this audience for the next book. And then you're like, well, now I'm in this routine of putting out all these videos to keep my audience going. And I haven't had time to write anything in
that's fine though.
Years.
That's fine. I mean, like right now I make good money on my comic books. My end goal though is I'm trying to get a bunch of like trade paperbacks of my books, so that so that in 6 or 7 years, then I don't have to make any of these floppies and I can just start selling my backlist. Because one thing I learned at that book publisher is, in all book publishers make their money on the backlists. It's not the new books. It's always the backlists. Mm-hmm. And so
you market the new books, then it makes people want to know about the other books.
Exactly. We found a book, and I was like we had so many books in this warehouse, and I was like, yo, look, I found this book. It has a pretty good title and like cover, and I'm gonna read it to see like what happened. I pull up the data and like, oh, it published it 10 years ago. It got like 200 sales. I'm like, damn, like that's like a pretty solid book. Let's see what happened. Like, what's our inventory look like? And we're like, oh, we got like 4,000 copies, but like the books were technically paid for. So I was like, okay, let's bring it down to $2. See if we can just destroy the sales. So we put it for $2. It sells it sells out completely. all 4,000. So I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, okay, save 100 of those and then cancel like 100 of those people's orders, on which they're pissed. And I went, put the book back to $9.99. And those 100 people still bought it. And I was like, oh shit. Like, we just brought a book back to life. And it made.
That is a funny thing too, because everybody thinks, especially in like the CG community, it's like, oh, just when the campaign's going, and then you don't really sell the backlog. But you know, I've been seeing with my novels, people have been like asking me about my sci-fi book that I wrote like a few years ago.
Yes.
And granted, it's new to them, but I'm like, shit, you know.
I don't even remember that.
It's not easy for me to market, or like to talk about. But then also, it's just like I'm not ready. But like I could see an interest of people to hear about it. So it's just like,
dude, I did my very first comic series I ever did for myself was called Demons. I made it 8 years ago. I sold the last 3. I put like 3 of I put volumes 1, 2, and 3. I did color versions up on my site for $150, like thinking like no one's going to buy this. It's such an FU price. And someone who like bought one of my books this year for the first time was like, oh, I like, you have this book called Demons. It's the last, they spent $150 on it. And like every time I do a campaign, I always throw my whole backlog in there. And it makes all of that fulfilling, kind of like a pain in the ass. But every time I do, I'm always getting new readers who are getting into my back catalog. Like every time I do 5-figure campaigns, it's not because my new book is killing it in sales. It's actually because everyone is buying the backlogs of my old books.
Sure. Yeah.
But that's what you need. So it's like start just building out your backlog, because you can always do that. You can always do the marketing strategies later. And in fact, if you have a backlog, when you then do those marketing strategies, you'll start making a ton of money. Like imagine
you have so much more to work with too.
Exactly. If like when an author is like, how come I'm not making $10,000? I'm like, you only have one book. I only have one thing to sell, and it's really hard. Same thing with like musicians. Like I used to do music, and like we try to put out like a single, and like I was like, man, I can't keep doing this. This is really hard. I got dance on TikTok now, like a fag. But imagine though, had I spent maybe 5 years building out this big backlog, and then I start marketing myself. And so everyone goes, oh, there's this new guy and he's got 50 songs already. Mm-hmm. So like you can always come back and market yourself, but like just take the time to take the time to build up the work. Like just take the time to build up the work. In 10 years, Battsauce, you might have like 10 novels. So then when you go hard in your marketing, someone goes, oh, snaps, you're awesome. Oh, you have 10 books? Shit, I'm going to buy them all.
Yeah. Well, to bring up Sanderson again, that's kind of what happens with him. People read one of his books, and then
it's game over.
You got to read the whole Cosmere setup.
Well, since he also had a bit of a shoe-in, because he finished The Wheel of Time for Robert Jordan, and then they needed a new epic fantasy like book immediately, like series to replace it as soon as it was done. Is like, hey, you know,
right place, right time, right place, right time, and also
he already had the shoe.
Yeah, exactly. And the skill set.
Also, being a madman, he writes so much. Oh, I know other people do too, but most people don't write as much at that high of a quality that fast.
And the marketing and the content, he's always putting out content. It was kind of lame. I've never tried to get a marketing job so hard than when they like were expanding their team after that 40 million Kickstarter. Mm-hmm. And I was like, guys, I'm about to fucking quit this job. I can get if I can.
Honestly,
you live right there, man.
Work in that environment.
What?
You probably wouldn't want to work in that environment.
I don't know. I run like 5 or 6 different companies. I'm working 24/7. So
I meant just because listen, guys, soon we're going to have a review coming up with a live stream talking about Stormlight 5. Are there issues with it? I don't know. Maybe find out. But we are close at 2 hour mark. Me and AC are going to be recording a video for Iron Seas. We got a lot of content coming out, guys. Got a lot of content.
Yep. We'll have some
over
more
100 subs. We're pro now, too. So
yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. Besides that, AC, what you got going on? Or what do you want? Sorry. This just changed my mind. Got a little thrown off there. Anything you want to say before we log off, end it for the night?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just this book's coming out soon. I'm rereading it and editing it again. I have some thoughts peppered in, like what you were saying about working for the backlog. That's what I always say too. I kind of had this epiphany at some point after my music career, before my writing career. And yeah, really the same goes for YouTube. Anything, literally write as if 1 million people are watching, even if only one person is watching, and just keep building that up and assume that somebody 10 years from now will be reading this or watching it or whatever. And it's just like everything you said checked out. Like, I appreciate you as a guest.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Any parting thoughts? What do you think of this cover? Is it sellable?
What's the book about? I think it looks great.
You tell me based on the cover.
Is the whole thing the cover, or is it 2 covers in one? Or
It's the
front and back. Front and back.
Yeah,
Okay.
the front is on the left side though, so it's going to be with her on it.
You should put the one with the title on it as your background if you're going to be advertising it. You know what I mean?
Don't do it
Okay.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah, don't do it now. Yeah.
he's like, I'm doing this right now. That's such a good idea.
Fixing it.
I thought about it. I figured blank would be a better background.
I don't know. I take it there's this woman and her son is like, her child is like some chosen one, and then there's all these bad guys who are going to come after this particular
I
child.
think the guys on the right are at, like, she doesn't know who the dad is, and she's trying. The whole book is her trying to figure it out.
It's
hoping it's the guy that owns the boat.
Romance, he sells, man. This will sell like gold.
Is it the
Fourth lane one. It'll be nothing after
man
this.
isn't black.
What does that sound like? Dude?
No, that's
That's right. You want to hear it again?
Hold your fire. This man isn't black.
It's from Dragon Ball Z. Super.
I forgot about that line. Okay.
Super Goku Black.
Oh, bro.
Oh man, was I close?
on the right track.
There we
kind
go.
of. You know, the child though isn't necessarily a chosen one. Maybe a chosen one like in her life, because she's trying to escape a society that won't allow her to raise it because humanity is an endangered species.
Oh, fair.
Don't want to ramble on too much, but like, yeah, these are side characters over here.
Okay.
Not necessarily bad guys, but the story's kind of about morality. So
Oh, there we go. Nice.
Yeah.
Guys, had I had the title, I would have gone in 100%. And I had the
if I had all the relevant information. So is this like fantasy Jerry Springer? Like, you are not the father.
Which reptilian was it?
Every day.
But yeah, I think I'll take you up on your idea for dropping the price of my old stuff, because my published book right now is actually an anthology series based on this world. I've had this.
Is your book on Amazon?
Yeah.
Like seriously, like every, I think like 90 days you can put your book up for free. Just like, don't have the mindset of like, I'm losing money. Amazon, when someone buys when they get your book, the next time you release it, Amazon's going to send them a notification. So put your book out for free, get as many people to do it, so that when you drop another book, all those people are immediately notified. Hey, AC just put out a new book. It's like free marketing that Amazon will do. You just have to get people to download the first book, and if you give it for free, the barrier to entry is tiny.
Right. It's good to have at least one free thing for that reason. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I have my Girl with the Megafist series. Each volume's 200 pages. I'm on volume 4. We're drawing volume 5 right now. About to send out the volume 4 books, but I always give out volume 1 for free, because I'm like, dude, no one's buying volumes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 onwards if they don't even like volume 1. So like, give it to them for free. If they like it, then they're gonna buy the rest. If they don't, they weren't even gonna buy 2, 3, 4, and 5.
That's my next big, like, I have 3 big projects lined up on my channel right now. I'm looking at like volume 1s of every manga I can get my hands on, indie comics and regular comics, and it's just going to be like a couple hundred videos just about like the first volume of everything. Just get people, like, maybe like if someone really likes it, maybe they'll give it a chance after they hear what I have to say.
For sure.
Yeah. Justin, anything you want to mention before we take off for the night?
I'll do my usual spiel.
That's your thing, man. Just roll with it.
Well, I can never hear what it says because I just start talking.
Dingo.
I don't know. Pozdingo? What is Pozdingo?
Don't worry about it.
All right, fair enough.
I think it
I'm
was
Justin,
racist,
but I make rock, heavy metal, and chiptune music under the name Evely. You can find all my music, all streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, all that good stuff, as well as Bandcamp. Got lots of albums up there, including my newest release, which is
Lift.
this one right here. It's called Lift. 19 tracks I've made for other people. More music on the way. And I also co-host
It's an album?
What's that?
It's an album?
It's an album.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof,
I know. I
learned
did it
today.
wrong. I had to do singles and EPs, but all
You
it's
should have
fine.
done them all as singles, just 19 singles right in a row.
Right. And I also co-host Iron Age Nights Fridays with Drink with Crazy over on his channel with Royce, Dan P. Riley. We hang out, we promote indies, we have a good time. So
Hell yeah.
thank you to our guests. Thanks for the chat. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Kahuna. Anything you want to talk about before we sign off?
Nope, just working through a bunch of projects right now. I've had to slow down a bit because my kids have taken precedence in my life in a more direct way recently, and I've just been a little bit more limited on my time. But I'm trying to just create, like, kind of what Tyler was talking about, create a backlog. I have all these finished things that I'm trying to get in a row so I can just have a regular release schedule. And it's an experiment I'm going to try, see if it works. But yeah, so keep an eye out for that, man.
Tyler.
Oh yeah, the eagle.
Oh sure, he gets the eagle.
Yeah, you can find me on my Twitter at Tyler_C_world, where I have some really shit takes and people hate them. And then you can find me on my YouTube channel, Draw and Talk. I'm not very active on there as much as I used to because I'm building out a secret channel that's like done bajillion more views than that one ever did in 7 years. But I'm still on it. So I posted a video yesterday. So
Are
go
you a
check it out.
female VTuber on this secret channel? Is that
No.
Is it AI, Tyler?
What I do have an AI version of me on my main channel.
I knew it.
Yeah, but like all it is like I recorded like a bunch of versions of me with like different color backgrounds, different shirts, and then it like will act. It 100% acts like me. Like it is me.
Weird.
It is me. It just like learned how I move when I talk certain ways, and then it's crazy.
Three steps in Z formation.
Yeah, but yeah, I make comics and manga, and I like to have a silly goose time. So thanks for having me on, guys.
All right.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Guys, I am
And that's it. Yeah, Joe has nothing to show. He has nothing
I'm 11 subs from 500. Get me there. Buy my book. It's just the best thing that's ever been made.
Guys, do it again.
It's Harry Potter meets Office Space, which I have heard and confirmed that it's the best way to advertise the book is doing X meets
Yeah,
X.
everybody
What do you
agrees.
think about X meets X?
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do X meets Y ever.
All right, fine. Another hater that's wrong about that.
Why am I
did it.
still
Harry
getting
Potter
hate?
meets Office Space. I think it's a great pitch. You can hate. I'll talk to you about it after. Anyways, what else was I gonna say? No, I got the subs. I think that's about it, guys. Buy my book and thank you guys for joining us tonight with the Iron Seas. Have a good night, everyone.
Next Tuesday at 6:30.
Yeah.